Um, Celtics are 15-7 now after their loss to Trae Young and the Hawks. What do you feel about the Celtics right now?
I think Kemba's getting too much hate. But I mean, it would be good if he could make more shots, make more big plays.
Yeah.
But I think it could be looking better. And I don't know if I've heard a bunch of things about people wanting to fire Brad Stevens, but I don't know if that's really. I don't know if he is really the problem or if he is. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm curious about. I want to know, do you think he really is the problem?
Yeah, and there's a lot of talk about Jason Tatum not doing so good right now. They could just be in a slump.
Yeah, I have noticed that watching a few of the games.
We just got to get out of the slump. But I feel like since the Celtics are such a winning team, since they're losing, everyone's getting all over everyone more than we would have if we were not such a well-known program. But Charles, thoughts on Celtics?
Celtics, they're having a tough year so far. Seeing as how we have a ton of young superstars, and how we're not even above 500, and we still have two All-Star players, and two that could be starters next year for the All-Star game, is very concerning. Seeing how bad we're doing, and just how Kemba's not performing like he did last year, not the All-Star caliber, and I don't know, maybe just some work off the court just to see what's going on.
Yes. Okay. Do you think Kemba will ever be as good as he was, especially with the Hornets?
I think the organization for him is kind of a new fit for him. I know he's only been here for a year and a little bit more than that. So I think maybe in a year or at the end of the season he'll really figure it out, because I think he's used to being the dominant player, but now he's got so many options that he's trying to adjust to being more of the role player that moves the ball and lets Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown be the superstars. So I think that's what's new for him, which is why he's getting so much hate, because he's taking on a new role and not being a superstar, which everyone expected him to be.
Mm-hmm. Charles, do you think it's time for Brad Stevens to go?
Brad Stevens is having, I don't know, when he came into the league, everyone thought he was he's one of the best coaches. He could win the coach of the year or something. Everyone really thought he was one of the best coaches, but after seeing this year's performance, a lot of the blame, although some of the players should be hitting certain shots, a lot of the blame can be put on Brad Stevens for his questionable decisions this year, which have caused us to lose quite a few games. But I think it's too early in the season to call it, because Brad Stevens has been a good coach before, and I don't know, just so far this year hasn't been doing too well.
Yep. I just think this year and last year more than ever, we just do one-on-one. The person with the ball just goes one-on-one ISO, too often, especially Jason Tatum towards the end of a lot of close games. He just goes ISO and hucks up a giant shot and hopes for it to go in, and I don't think that's a good way to.
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough. I think we have too many problems in our depth, not a very strong bench, not too many pretty consistent three-point shooters, and also the lack of a tall, good center. I think it's all wearing on us.
Yep. Okay. So the All-Star game is next weekend. Do you think that Damian Lillard should have started over Luka in the All-Star game?
I don't think so. Damian Dame's been doing really good this year, but Luke has just also been amazing. So it's a hard thing, but Dame wasn't too much better than Luka to really have it a definite thing that he should have been a starter.
I agree. Luka's
I,
just
I think Lillard should have started. Because right now I feel like the West Side starters, I think both sides don't really have a definite point guard beyond. There's only Curry, and then you have on the East you just have 2 shooting guards running the guards. But Lillard, seeing as how Luka's team isn't doing, so I think they're performing about the same. And Luka may have slightly better stats. The thing is, like, Lillard's team is doing way better, and just Luka, he's not able to like last year he was able to carry his team like pretty far, but this year he's not looking so good. Even though everyone thought the next year, like this year, was going to be their year, considering they're young coming players and Kristaps and Luka. And yet they're still not able to perform as people think. So I just feel like a one-man team. Of course, he's going to do better, but I feel like winning games should be a big factor.
nice. Okay. So, so the Timberwolves fired the coach and hired the assistant for the Raptors. Thoughts on that?
I had no idea about that. But Timberwolves, I mean, I feel like the Timberwolves in general have never been really a good team. They've had pieces before, but they've never been a really serious contender. Maybe a couple of the last seeds in the playoffs. But seeing as how they have, I think they have a couple picks lined up for the next couple of years, and they also
And
have
they just had the number 1 pick.
Yeah, they have Anthony Edwards, Cat. They have, but you still don't see him coming up in many discussions for being one of the best teams.
Yeah.
Like there's a ton of highlights of Anthony Edwards this year, and he's definitely a really good pickup for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I still feel like
I just think they need like a star. They also need like a star point guard or a star power, like small forward.
Because they have a lot of notable names. Like they have a lot of big names, and like you said with the picks. Yeah. So I also had no idea that they fired their coach, but with all these names, it could have been the coaching staff, which is the reason they haven't been doing too great. Yeah. So maybe with the new coach, we'll turn it all around and get them starting playing like a competitive team.
Do you guys know who's competing in the dunk contest, the 3-point contest this year?
Not so far, but mainly I just want to see. I know it's not gonna happen, but another like Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon dunk contest. Those are always like the best dunk contests. But I know Aaron Gordon is going to participate again, but seeing Zach LaVine would be a great dunk contest.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the Bruins beat the Flyers 7-3 in Lake Tahoe.
That was awesome.
Yep. And David Pastrnak has played in 9 games and he has 9 goals. So,
yeah, I think it's the third highest point scorer or point leader on the Bruins, with a considerable less amount of games played.
Yeah. So he's doing super well. The Bruins are just in general doing super well right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's winning a lot of games. And I feel like I'm a little biased, but I think they're making the Stanley Cup.
Well, they have been there a good amount of times the past few years.
Yeah.
Or was it just
lost last year?
Yeah. But in 7 games too, so could have gone either way.
So the Bruins are 11-3, which is like I think they're ranked 4 in the NHL, like by the record, because the Maple Leafs have played more games and a few other teams have played more games. But the power rankings, the NHL power rankings, I think they're top 2 or something.
Yeah, I saw that also. I think they're 3 maybe. Yeah. But that could be old.
Yeah, and they're like just on a tear right now. And they have a 3-game stretch starting tonight with the Islanders, and then 2 games against the Rangers on Friday and Sunday. I think that the Bruins are just gonna win every game. They're not gonna lose. They're so good.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Bruins playing the Rangers 2 times in a row, and how they've played other teams multiple times in like a few days. What are your thoughts on that?
Like how will it affect them playing so many games so quickly?
Well, like playing the same team twice
Um,
each time they play a team.
I don't think it really has too much of an effect on their overall on their overall performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the second day, like sure maybe you might figure them out a little bit more.
Yep.
But it's not like in football where you're running the same play or you're calling a play and then you know what's going to happen. You're playing hockey.
Yeah, it's kind of just like shoot and score.
Yeah.
Okay, and last but not least, Tiger Woods had a horrible car crash.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on that?
The crash looked pretty severe. But I think what they're saying is just his legs were injured.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's in the hospital, but what we know, it's not any like life-threatening or crippling, I think.
Yeah.
But just like the scare factor, it has a chance of like really affecting his career. And seeing as how he's done so well in his career, he might just want to like not risk it anymore, considering he's already gone down as one of the best golf players ever.
Yep.
So I would say that he
You think
has,
it's leading up to his retirement?
yeah, like retirement might be the situation to go, but I think if he really wants to, he could definitely come back and still be a pretty good player.
Yeah, I think he'll come back.
Do you guys think he'll have like a big or small impact on his playing? Like I know Charles, you kind of touched on it, but do you think he'll still be the same Tiger Woods once he recovers?
Yeah, I do. I think it'll take a year though. Year of like physical therapy and getting his like legs back.
Yeah, definitely physical therapy. Considering, I know a lot of golf comes from the power. Definitely comes from the legs on the first couple of drives.
Yeah.
But past that, if he still has his mechanics down, he should be fine.
Yeah, I agree.
What was the reason for his crash? Like was he speeding or?
Oh, I can.
No, people say like it could have been someone pulling in and then him like swerving that person and then like the car like twisting and I don't know.
Was he going fast?
Yeah, I think he's going pretty fast. It was on like a turny road. Like the road had a bunch of turns. It was like a 2-lane highway thing.
Oh yeah, he probably was going fast if he was on the highway.
Yeah, it's what I'm reading right now. It's just he was going fast, and some people thought he was like maybe under the influence or something, but I don't think they're like calling it off. They're not charging him with anything, just mainly speeding and then going off the road.
Yeah. Good show. Good talk.
All right.
All right.